Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our sister helped us with. The translation reads like this. When I look back, I cannot hardly recognize the person that I used to be. I was young, ambitious, and desperate to make something of myself, to rise above my circumstances. And now I have become someone that I can't even look at in the mirror without feeling disgusted. I never thought that I would turn into something like this. I never thought that I would do these rituals. But desperation is a strange thing. It makes you to see the world differently, blurs the lines between right and wrong. I thought that I was helping my family, that wealth could make things better for us, but the reality is they are the ones that are paying for all of my choices that I made. Now I am left with nothing but guilt and regret. It started back in 2018. My small business had just gotten off the ground and I was filled with dreams of success. I wanted to give my family everything that they deserved, to lift them out of the struggles that we had known our whole life, but things were not going as planned. I kept running into financial roadblocks. Competition was fierce, and every day felt like an uphill battle. Bills were forever piling up, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not seem to get ahead. Each night I would lay awake thinking of how to make it work, but the pressure was becoming more and more and more and more. One night, a friend of mine introduced me to a woman who claimed that she could help. She spoke about these money-making rituals, saying that it was a powerful ritual that could change my life in an instant. At first, I was shocked. I had always heard about these things of Ukuthwala, about people who had used Ukuthwala for money-making rituals. I never imagined that this was real. Something in me told me that it was just fakery. There was nothing real about this. That was when I was told that there was this other woman who was a Sangoma that had performed the rituals for others, people who had done these rituals through her. They had gone on to live successful lives, and I wanted to become a success. I wanted to be blessed by this Sangoma. She promised me that if I was going to do these rituals, this would be like an opportunity, and I would have finally found the success that I had been working so hard for. I did not want to do this, to tell you the truth. I thought that this was not me because I did not believe in shortcuts, but the more that I struggled, the harder it became to resist. Desperation was clouding my judgment. I wanted to provide for my family, to make my parents proud, to be the one who brought hope to them. And I thought that just this once, maybe it was not going to be so bad. I convinced myself that this was a way to achieve the life that I had dreamt of, that it would be worth it in the end. When I finally met with the Sangoma, she told me about the ritual in detail. She warned me that the spirit that was going to be given to me, I was going to be bound to that spirit, and in return, here and there, this Tokoloshi will be demanding sacrifices from me, that I would have to perform certain rituals to keep the wealth coming. I remember her saying, wealth like this does not come without a price, and once the spirit is with you, it cannot be dismissed. I was blinded by my goals, but by my desire to make life better for my family, and I thought that indeed I could handle everything. I thought that I was prepared to pay the price, not fully understanding what that even meant. To pay the price, what does it even mean? We performed the ritual in a secluded place late at night. I had brought all the items that she had requested. She had told me the places where I could go and buy these items by this other China shop at the China Mall. That was where I bought most of these items. I had bought some candles, the herbs she was going to give to me. I had bought some strange jewelry that I had found in that China shop as well. And then I had to bring some items that belonged to me personally. So as the ceremony was being done, I really felt like I was speaking with the devil himself. asking him to give me so much money in return, giving him access to my family. Brother Nashi, I swear to you that I saw a door, a spiritual door that was being opened up, and I saw demons. These demons were rushing through from wherever they were coming from into my world. I later told the Sangoma, and she smiled and she said, those were the spirits of the ancestors that you were invoking. They have now invited themselves into your family, and very soon you are going to make enough money, more money than you would have ever imagined in your life. And she was right. Things started changing immediately. Orders started pouring in, and suddenly I had more clients than I could handle. My business grew, my bank account was flourishing, and I was finally able to provide for my family. We moved into a nicer home, and I bought my parents some gifts. I took care of my siblings for the first time. I felt like I truly had made it, like all of those sacrifices had been worth it. I felt untouchable, like I had finally unlocked the secrets to success. But then that was when the darkness started creeping in. It started with my sister. She had always been healthy, full of life, but suddenly she became so weak, constantly tired, plagued by unexplained illnesses. We went to doctor after doctor, and I thought at first it was just a coincidence, that it was not related to the ritual. But then my mother's health began to decline as well. She complained of constant nightmares, of waking up in the middle of the night, feeling suffocated, as though something was pressing down on her. She started seeing shadows, and as the days went by, I felt that it was all because of me. The Sangoma indeed had warned me that the spirit will demand sacrifices, but I had not understood it would take this form. My family, the people that I loved the most, were paying for my decisions, and I was helpless to stop it. I tried going back to the Sangoma, begging her to undo the ritual, but she shook her head, saying the spirit was bound to me now, that it would continue to take what it needed as long as I lived. I tried to ignore it, to keep up with the rituals as best as I could, hoping that it would keep the spirits satisfied. But things only grew worse. My mother stopped sleeping altogether, terrified of the nightmares that came whenever she closed her eyes. My sister was hospitalized, her body failing her, growing weaker and weaker with each and every passing day. I felt like a monster, like I had sold my soul and theirs in exchange for wealth, and now this felt like a curse. The worst part is I could not even bring myself to tell them. They did not know the truth, did not know the darkness that I had brought into their lives. I tried to close this spiritual door, went as far as Nigeria when this other bishop was still alive, and still it did not even work at all. I had a close encounter with the pastor there in Nigeria, but Brother Nashi, I saw a demon that told me that if I wanted to return back to South Africa, not in a coffin, I was supposed to avoid having a one-on-one with this famous pastor. So I stayed at the guest house where I was booked at, and I did not even go to church on the day when I was supposed to go there and get my deliverance. This is the price that my family had to pay. 3 in my family have since passed away, and they are spirits, Brother Nashi, that I see in my home, spirits of my relatives that have since passed away. I see them walking up and down. The rest of the family does not know that this is what their girl did to them. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Yo.